my beautiful buds, welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. This morning I was kind of poking around my plants. I was doing a little bit of plant care, pulling off dead leaves, watering the plants that need it, that sort of thing. Nothing too serious or structured, just kind of part of my regular daily routine. But I was noticing so many plants that just needed something. I've got lots of plants that need to be repotted. I've got lots of plants that are propagations that need to be potted up, stuff like that. And so I decided, you know what? I have an hour. Why don't I just knock out a few of these plant chores right now? And then I was like, actually, no, I have way more plant chores than I can reasonably fit in an hour. And I really need to catch up. And you know what? We're in a seasonal transition time, and that's a really good time to knock a lot of these plant chores out, like these just bigger items. But I just don't have a big chunk of time to sit down and do it all in one sitting. So we're making this a week of plant chores, where I'm going to bring you along with me throughout this week, and whatever pockets of time I can find to do plant chores, I will try to do them. I definitely prefer doing several plant chores in a row just because it takes some time and effort to set up all of this stuff. We got to bring out the potting mat, get the soil and all the pots and the moss and whatever you're working with. But even if I only have time to repot one plant, I am just going to do it because I can't keep putting these plant chores off. I've just got to find those little pockets of time to get it done. So let's do it. Although first, before we jump into the plant chores that I have for today, it's currently Monday morning. I have about an hour before I have a meeting for work. So I'm just gonna get it done while I can. But yeah, I do want to show you just a couple of little things that are making me happy in my plant collection. Okay, first of all, my Hoya polynera is so in bloom. I've got lots of peduncles, so just a bunch right here, as you can see, that are on the cusp of blooming. And then up here, I've got two active blooms. Oh my gosh, I just love them. They're so freaking cute. This plant has really thrived for me, even in the midst of, seasons of neglect and that sort of thing. So I'm thankful for it. Oh, here's another one that I almost missed. Look at that. Oh, it looks so scrumptious. And then over here, I have my Monstera Thai Constellation, which you can already see probably why I'm pointing it out to you. I was actually thinking that I would repot this plant this week, but the plant had other plans, and it looks like it's putting off. Honestly, we'll see. It looks like it's a decently sized leaf, which is really nice, and it looks like it's gonna have really nice variegation, so I'm excited for that. And this is kind of a big deal because I feel like this plant has not given me a new leaf in ages, and it definitely needs to be repotted because it's got like roots growing out the top of the pot here. But oh, I just noticed something that makes me really annoyed. Look at who is hiding under the leaves. We've got some mealybugs. So really quick, I'm gonna just wipe those off the leaves, and I guess I'm gonna be treating this plant with systemic as well. Although it's kind of funny that it's putting off a leaf, looks like it just started getting some pests, which is, something else. Honestly, yeah, I've been dealing with mealybugs in my collection for a while now. It's just kind of slowly spreading, and I've been trying to deal with it, but they just won't go away. And, the transitional season just makes it a little bit worse. I guess I'm gonna have to be on high alert for pests. Yeah, I would normally do this a bit differently, but I didn't bring my tripod with me, and I don't feel like bringing this over to the bathtub because normally I would spray this down in the bathtub, or I would use a Q-tip with rubbing alcohol. But honestly, my goal is to just wipe off the mealybugs for now, wipe down the leaves. Also, yeah, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so it's all very awkward. But it's okay. I'm gonna put the camera down and finish doing this. Hang on. All right, there we go. Nice and clean. Yeah, I think part of the problem, I noticed some mealybugs on this Monstera adansonii a little while back, and I've been treating it, but they keep kind of coming back. I've been using systemic. I've been, spraying it down with dish soap and rubbing alcohol and spot treating it. They just keep on coming back. They're being really stubborn, but I'm pretty sure they must have just traveled down to this plant, which, yeah, it's funny because I feel like mealybugs, I'm just not that worried about them. I try to keep them under control, but since I'm not that worried about them, I feel like sometimes I am not as aggressive. Like say thrips, like a thrips infestation, I'm clearing out everything. I am treating every single plant in my collection super aggressively. But with mealybugs, I do stuff, to treat them, but I'm just like a little bit more relaxed about it because I'm not as worried about it. But I think that's why they keep coming back, because I'm not doing the super aggressive treatment that I just need to do. I'm just tired, you know? But okay, enough getting sidetracked. I need to get to the plant chores that I planned on doing today. Okay, I have most of what I need, I think. I might need to grab one more pot. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to get one more pot, but I have most of what I need. Okay, before I get into chatting way too much about life, because I was already thinking about all the things I need to talk to you guys about, because I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've like had a very chatty plant chores video like this. But okay, first and foremost, ages ago, I don't know exactly when it was. It had to have been, okay, let me just think. So my Monstera albo got thrips last year, around November, I think. So I treated it, but it was like looking really rough. So eventually, I think in the springtime, I took a chop. I took a top cut, and this top cut has just been sitting in water for probably 6 months at this point, because I definitely took the top cut sometime in the spring, I'm fairly sure. And I mean, you can tell, look at all of those roots. There's a lot in there. I also have a little bit of jewel orchid just kind of sitting in there, which I'm not going to do anything with today. But yeah, this top cut has been here long enough that it actually put off a leaf. And then the leaf started browning a little bit. So it's high time. I've been a little bit nervous kind of putting it off, but I really need to just pot this up. I still have my like mother plant that is looking a little bit rough. So if this goes well, if this top cut goes well, which I mean, it's rooted up nicely, but if it like transitions well to soil, I will probably chop up the rest of the Mama Monstera that I have. But yeah, what am I doing? So I had been planning on like talking about all of these plants before diving into it, but you know what? Let me just go plant by plant, because apparently my subconscious is just ready to tackle this and get it done. But this is a preview of some of the other plants I'm hoping to get done. But honestly, okay, I'm used to having my watch on, but I don't have it on right now. So I'm like, keep checking for the time, but yeah, it's fine. I have already used up quite a lot of my hour just talking to you and showing you plants and treating the mealybugs and stuff. It took time to set up the camera and get all the things together, but maybe I can do it quickly. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I'm telling myself that I have an hour, but I might go over that. And I have a work meeting, but I have some flex time. The work meeting is at 11 and it's like 9:30. But I was only gonna give myself an hour so that I have time to get settled for work. But you know, if we go over, it's okay, not a big deal. Okay, so my current plan with my Monstera albo, the mother plant was on a moss pole. As you know, I am generally kind of trying to avoid moss poles if I can right now. There are some plants where I'm just gonna go with a moss pole and it's fine. Actually, I'm gonna put a plant on a moss pole right now. But I think Monstera deliciosa, you can definitely get away without a moss pole as long as you have good support. So I'm just gonna test out without a moss pole, and I'm gonna use a wooden pole instead. But here, let me get a little layer of soil going. I'm not gonna put a whole lot of soil in this pot because it's a little bit big for the root system, but I need a somewhat big pot because this pole is gonna be really top heavy. It's got like dust on it and cat hair from sitting in the basement. Okay, so we are transitioning out of summer into fall. The day that I'm filming this, it's September 8th, I believe. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, there's no way that this is gonna stay in here. But I wanted this pole. Maybe it'll be fine. Let's just try. And my summer, if you couldn't tell based on how infrequently I've been uploading, my summer has been extremely busy, but very fun and very rewarding. August in particular was absolutely insane. Some of you might know that I was training for a half marathon over the summer, and that race was on August 3rd. So obviously it's a month behind me at this point. See, this is not working. This is not working. Ugh. Hold please. Okay, I might need to start over. It's been a long time since I've tried potting anything up with a stake, so I was just feeling, I think, a little bit too optimistic So I had that half marathon and my goal was to run it in 2 hours. That's what I was hoping for. And I almost met my goal. I haven't been running that long and I'm certainly not like extremely competitive, but yeah, I was pretty happy with my half marathon. I'm still trying to keep up with running. My next race is just the turkey trot 5K for Thanksgiving. And after that, I'll probably do another half marathon maybe in May or something. And then what else happened in August? Oh, I went to Italy, which was very fun and very surreal because I've never been to Europe. I haven't done a whole lot of traveling in my life. I mean, I've traveled around the States a little bit, but yeah, that was my first really big international trip other than going to Mexico a few times when I was like in middle school and high school. That was beautiful and very rewarding, a blessing to be able to go and just get to know the culture, see the history, see the sights. I mean, it was just, and then my mom was also in town in August, so I spent like a week with her. And then the last week of August, I got my wisdom teeth removed, all 4 of them, and 3 of them were impacted. So the recovery was not very fun. I mean, I don't think it's ever fun, but I was swollen for like a whole week, so I couldn't really film anything or whatever. So yeah, suffice it to say, I'm very behind on all things YouTube, but it's okay. That's just life. August was just a really crazy month, but I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to be here. All right, I'm gonna water this plant in. Next up, yeah, maybe that'll be better. Okay, next up, let's do a cute, fun, easy one. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is such a cute little pot. Actually, do I even need this? I guess I probably should. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. So right here, I've got a water propagation that's been sitting for a very long time. And it's 2 things. I'm only gonna pot up the one, but first I have to try to get it out because I really would like to not break it. This is my Hoya Polynera alba marginata that I got as a freebie right around my birthday because I ordered a bunch of plants. But it's mixed in with this like Monstera window leaf, but all those roots are very embedded. So, ooh, maybe this was a mistake. Hang on. I'm gonna take this to the sink so that I don't spill water everywhere, and I'm gonna just try to finagle it out. Okay, I was thankfully successful in getting it out, which, okay, look at those roots. This is from the Monstera window leaf. Oh my gosh, they're so coiled tight like that because they were, you know, in the tube right there. But my Hoya, oh, all these roots are super mixed together, which I should have expected. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's very tied in. So my priority, let's see if I can get this Hoya out of here. I don't mind destroying the window leaf to get to the Hoya if that's what it takes, because I already have like a whole plant of this, and this is a very tiny wimpy cutting. So like it really, I don't care about it that much. But this Hoya, I care about quite a bit. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this Hoya out safely, even if the other plant gets wounded in the process. It's fine. It's fine. But anyway, so my summer has been very good, very busy, lots of hanging out with friends, lots of going out doing things. I was part of a softball league. I don't know, I just feel like the summertime flew by. We're outside a lot. I spent a lot of time reading and writing because if you don't know, I'm writing a fantasy novel. I'm on the 2nd draft and it's going pretty well. But yeah, spending a lot of time doing that. I also went to Florida. I don't know if you saw that video that I posted. I visited my mother. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. But I guess what I'm getting at is, how was your summer? I would love to hear from you in the comments. Did you do any traveling? Did you try anything new? Were you very locked into your plants, or did they kind of hit the back burner a bit like they did for me? Because now I'm finding myself just really trying to catch up. But let's be real, I've been playing catch up with my plants for a while now. My goodness, I feel like we're so close. I can feel it. Come on, come on. We've almost got you coaxed out. I don't want to lose any of those roots. I'm so focused on this. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my goodness. You guys, okay, wow. I don't think I had any casualties when it comes to this Hoya. Look at that. That was like expert level detangling. I mean, I kind of cheated because I broke this plant, but it's fine. Oh, Alphonse has come to say hello. Okay, we're gonna pot this absolute baby of a plant up in here. Now, this pot has a drainage hole. I just feel like it's a smidgen too large for this Hoya. So I'm gonna start it off in this pot, but I'll stick it in here, and then when it outgrows this pot, I'll switch it to this pot. Because we still want things to be cute, okay? I am realizing that I wanna stock up on pots again, or maybe not stock up. I want to like evaluate my plant collection and try to figure out like who needs new pots, and find that as an opportunity to like get some pots of the right size, but that are really like cute and unique. Because I've got a lot of terracotta pots and I've got a lot of plastic pots, and I have a handful of cuter pots in rotation, but I just feel like I'm kind of lacking a little bit. Like, I don't know. I'm not fully satisfied with my pot collection. So if you have any recommendations for like where you get your planters, do let me know. I think I saw that Walmart had a really big sale going on for planters a while back. So maybe I'll check them out too. But I also really love getting really cute, like handmade ceramic pots and stuff. So if you know of any Etsy shops or anything like that, let me know where you get your planters. Okay, I've got another Hoya propagation here. This is my Hoya Thomsonii, and it's the one that has pink flowers. I got these cuttings for myself as a birthday present back in May, and I feel like they're ready, but I don't know for sure. I at least want to check on these roots because I feel like they're ready, but you know, never know. Maybe it needs more time. I also have the Hoya Ganungading that I was going to pot up, but I saw that it actually just put out a new leaf, and the leaf is still very fresh and very tiny. So I decided, you know what, I will forego potting you up at this time because I don't want to disrupt the new leaf growth or anything. But I'm also very excited to pot that Hoya up. Okay, this is looking a little bit sparser than I expected, not gonna lie. Well, hang on, there are some roots. They're just, yeah, I mean, there's some. It's maybe good enough, but I'm gonna need to get a different pot because the pot that I got was entirely too large for this. Okay, yeah, that has roots, and I think that'll be fine. I'm honestly so used to procrastinating potting up my propagations for such a long time that the root systems are usually more established. But I think that this will be totally fine. But this is the pot that I had grabbed for it. This was very ambitious. I kind of knew that it was, but it's okay. I can use this pot for a different plant that I have up here. And I'm gonna go downstairs and see if I can find another pot that will be a good option for me. Okay, I found this cute little concrete planter that I got from Ivy, Maine, which I'll have to check up on her store. I haven't looked at her stuff in a long time, but I've always really enjoyed her selections. But anyway, I had a question that I was gonna ask, but I completely forgot what it is. You know, I'm always a little bit worried that when I sit down to do these plant tours videos, I'm not gonna like have anything to talk about. Why am I worried? Why? I am a yapper by nature. I always just think of things and I just start yapping. I need to do that again. Well, I guess here's an interesting thing. I feel very out of the loop in a way that I haven't felt in a long time when it comes to like the plant world. Because there was a point in time a couple of years ago where I was, you know, so entrenched in like social media and in what was popular, you know, during like the COVID era, the COVID times where like we're all locked up anyways. And I just feel like I was very in tune with what was like rare, what was the popular plant, what were the it plants. But the longer that I've had my plant collection, I don't know, I've gotten pretty content with it. And as I've gotten content with my plant collection, I'm not really thinking about wish list plants that much. Like I'm just not thinking about getting new plants. I just haven't been paying attention to like what's popular right now. I don't even know if things are popular the way that they used to be back in like 2020, 2021, even 2022, like a couple years back. I'm sure that there are still it plants out there, but I frankly don't even, I'm so out of touch with what they even are. But yeah, it's interesting because I really, on the one hand, I do think that my relationship to my plants and my collection in general, I mean, I'm not quite as obsessive. It's a little bit more like one of my hobbies rather than like the hobby. This is kind of stuck. This is my holiday cactus, but it's very stuck in here, extremely root bound. So I'm gonna like wet the soil so that it comes out more easily. But yeah, I feel like, so my plants, because I'm not quite as obsessive with them, maybe they don't look as nice as they have in the past. However, I do think that my relationship with plants and with, I guess, plant consumption, in terms of both from a social media standpoint and as well as a purchasing plant standpoint, I do think that I'm just more balanced, where I live with my plants, I love my plants, but it's not like what my life is about. It's less all-consuming. So like, that's probably healthier, right? However, on the other hand, I do feel a little bit out of the loop because I just have not been paying as much attention to what's going on in the world of plants. I'm more like in my own little bubble with my plants in my little plant corner. And I know about my plants and I'm happy with my plants, but I'm just not out here looking at other people's plant collections as much as I was in the past. So it's kind of a funny place to be in. I think I want to find a little bit more of a balance because I don't want to be completely out of the loop, you know. I would love to be a little bit more in tune with what's going on, and that way I can talk to you guys about it a little bit more. Yeah, I wonder if anyone else kind of feels that same way, where it's like your relationship to plants has changed. You still like your plants, it's not like you're abandoning them completely, but our rhythms and patterns surrounding plants and our relationship with them is different than what they used to be. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in that, but if you are still like very much on the plant train and know exactly what's going on, you have all the tea to spill, let me know if there's anything that I should know about. I don't have the bandwidth nor the desire to be like spending a ton of time on the internet, or at least, I mean, I already spend a lot of time on the internet, but I don't want to like be spending more time looking at screens than I have to. Just personally, that's something that I've been trying to change about my approach to life, just for my own personal well-being. Okay, this is a philodendron painted lady that I propagated. I took cuttings of a long time ago. But we've got some decent roots going on. And I think I am gonna put this on a moss pole just because I already have this made. It's just been sitting in my basement, so yeah. Oh, I just remembered something that I wanted to talk about as well, because when I went down to the basement, oh gosh, if you guys saw my last video, you would know my basement and my plant storage, like I need to devise a solution for it. It's just an absolute mess. I hate it. I'm a mess. And yeah, I'm very slowly trying to get my life together a little bit more. So we've been organizing the kids' toys and we recently got some organizational stuff for that. So that's been like our main house project right now, is dealing with the kids' toys. And it takes a very long time to go through everything, decide what to give away, what to keep, all that. I mean, it's just a whole process. But once I'm done with that, I think my next project will be to organize my plant stuff. So let me know, do you have a specific system for organizing your plants? I don't know, I just want to hear about it. I know some people use utility carts. I think that could be fun. I mean, I wouldn't be able to fit all of my plant stuff in that, but at least for, I guess, like pest treatment stuff, it might be nice to have some things on hand. Although I do have multiple levels in my house, so bringing up a utility cart like up the stairs wouldn't really work for me. So I don't know, I'd have to figure out how I'd want to approach that. But I know, I mean, cube storage is a pretty basic thing to go for. That's what we're doing with the kids. We got one of those like big cube storage shelves, and we have like clear plastic bins that fit really nicely in them for their toys. But I don't know if I want to do that for my plants, because I'm specifically thinking about fitting all of my like pots, my planters, as well as bulk supplies such as my soil and all of my amendments and stuff like that. On a utility cart, I guess I could have all of my smaller things that I'm like using on a regular basis. You know, like the smaller containers of the bulk versions that I have in the basement. But let me know what you use, if you have any special shelves or something, like an IKEA shelf, I don't know. Or if you're like me and your plant organization is subpar as of right now, commiserate with me. Let me know. Let me know I'm not alone. Okay, this painted lady, oh gosh, my camera battery's gonna die. I hope it doesn't die right now. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I need to pick just like one or two because I don't want to have, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't want to have 6 vines climbing up a single thing. So looks like this one's already kind of trying to grow. So maybe I'll select the ones with like the best roots, and then I'll set the other ones aside, and I guess I'll pot them up too, but give them away to a friend or something. Maybe I'll do 3 vines. I'll do 3. That sounds good. And then I'll have 3 and 3. Sorry, that took me a second to decide who I wanted. Okay. All right, I can definitely already tell that this video is going to be a very, very chunky one. That's okay. It's okay. I feel like I have been trying to grow the philodendron painted lady of my dreams for a very long time. I've like started and restarted this plant so many times. I just want one that's really big, and has super gorgeous colored leaves that are just huge, just like the size of my head huge, you know? I would love nothing more. I'm just gonna reuse some of this moss because I may as well. Actually, let's just reuse all of it. I have this spare piece of plant Velcro. I'm gonna put here to kind of hold the moss in a little bit, but in the future, obviously, I'll adjust it so that as the plant grows, it will hold it in a little bit. But okay, we'll see how that goes. And I have this little cute cash po to go with it. Oh, love that for me. And then I'm just gonna very quickly throw these 3 cuttings in the soil and call it a day. I'll give it away to a friend. Although yeah, hopefully, I feel like I'm starting to run out of friends to give plants to because all of my friends that are interested in plants have already given them literally so many over the years. And I'm sure they would still enjoy them, but like, I don't want to burden people with plants either. So is that even possible though? I think it is possible to kind of be burdened with plants, especially if you have way too many, and it depends on like what your capacity is for taking care of plants. I mean, some people do great with 200 plants, but some people are like at their limit at like 5 or 10. I'll ask around, but I'll let this kind of root in for a while. See, this is how I wind up with so many plants just laying around, because I let them get cozy in their pots and then I forget to actually follow through and give them away and get them out of my house. But I'm vowing to not do that. Okay, wow. Let me clean up a little bit and I'm gonna gather up the plants and kind of show you how they all turned out. Okay, I definitely spent longer than an hour on all of this, but I'm pretty happy with it, not gonna lie. It takes a little bit longer when I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, but it's a lot more fun to feel like I kind of have company, you know? And it keeps me accountable to actually like sit my butt down and get the plant chores done. But yeah, I do need to scramble to get ready for my work meeting, but really quickly, just to review, we've got the Monstera albo here. We've got the Hoya Thomsonii, Hoya polynera, Alba marginata, this holiday cactus. I think it's a Christmas cactus. I always mix up whether it's Christmas or Easter. My painted lady, and then a little extra bonus painted lady. So yeah, super good. And I will see you, I'm gonna try to do at least one little plant chore tomorrow, Tuesday, but we shall see. I will keep you posted on how the week goes, because yeah, we're already off to a strong start, I guess. Hello, new angle unlocked. I don't think I've ever filmed here before, but yeah, it is in fact Tuesday, and I don't have like a ton of time for plant chores today, but I think I'm gonna try to do something that I've been putting off for a long time, but even though I don't have everything together yet, I'm just gonna do it. And that will drive me to like actually act and do the rest of the stuff that I need to do, which you're gonna see it in a second. But just to catch you up to speed, last night and this morning, I watered a few plants like off camera. I mean, I just water plants without thinking. Like I just notice that they need to be watered and I just take them to the sink and water them kind of throughout my day as I go. And I might have a couple of watering days where I bring a bunch of plants, say from my greenhouse cabinet to the bathtub, and I just water a bunch of them in, or I'll have days where I'm fertilizing my plants and I'm really pampering them, whatever. But honestly, most days I tend to maybe water like 5 or 6 plants just kind of throughout the day, and I just end up naturally rotating through my collection, watering a little bit every single day. And yeah, I'll have 1 or 2 bigger watering days where I actually take them all to the sink, take them all to the bathtub, or not all of my plants, but a big chunk of them at the same time. So that's sort of the rhythm that I have, and I think I have a few plants that I need to water today as well, like a bigger chunk. So I'll poke around my collection, and if I have time to do that, I will. But first, earlier this week, I found this, and it's like a little propagation ceramic thing that you hang up on the wall. And yeah, I had gotten it as a little gift at least 2 years ago. And I guess I forgot about it, or it got like kind of lost among all the things. And I've been doing a lot of cleaning and organizing, and I came across this and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to ever hang that up. And honestly, I've been getting better at it, but for the longest time, I just was really bad at hanging things on walls, like hanging picture frames especially, and stuff like this, like little ornamentations. I don't know. I haven't always been really good at that. And so in my bedroom, the rest of the house is honestly really close to being where I'd want it to be. I've got some stuff up in the living room and in the dining room. I've got some stuff up in the attic that I really like. But yeah, my bedroom is really lacking. Like, I don't really have many things hanging on the walls, and I don't mind it that way, but I don't know. I kind of feel like spicing things up a little bit. So I want to hang this up on the wall somewhere in my bedroom, and I have a couple of picture frames, again, that I've probably had for like 2 years with the intent of, filling them up with family photos or cute art or something. And there was at least one print that I cannot find anywhere, and it's driving me crazy. I really want to try to find that print, but I don't have time to look for it anymore. I'm running out of time to film. So if I can find that print, and here, let me show you. I have in here, these are the picture frames. So I have 2 of these. They're just 8x10s, or with the mat, it's 5x7, which the print that I have is an 8x10. So I would just put it directly in the frame without the mat. So if I can find the print, I want to put the print in one of these and then get like maybe another print that goes with it. But if I can't find the print, I might just do family photos or something and have to print them out at CVS and pick them up later this week. So yeah. Unfortunately, I will be hanging these frames up without any photos to put in them, so it's not going to be completely satisfying. But I will try really hard to get that done by the end of the week so that I can at least show you the end result. But I know myself, and I know that if I don't hang them up, like if I don't put them up on the wall, the next step just isn't going to get done. But if these are on the wall, they're in my face, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have to find that print. I have to order the next print. I have to, get these family photos. I have to figure it out because it looks ugly. I'm motivated by ugliness that I want to fix. So yeah, I'm going to figure out how I want to hang them up in my room. And yeah, we'll do that together. And then I'll take some cuttings to go in here. And then if I have time, I'll water some plants, or maybe clean up dead leaves or something like that. Okay, I think I like the placement of the photos, but I'm trying to decide where I want the propagation thing, because I guess I don't know. It's hard to tell when I can't see it at a distance. I'm just trying to look in the viewfinder. Theoretically, I could go here, could go here, and I'm trying to imagine it with some sort of a little plant sprouting out of it too. I could go here. I also don't know. Sometimes I'll put trailing plants in here, but I might also put plants that stick out a little bit. I don't know. This is a tough decision. My heart is leaning towards the bottom, and if I feel like it's not balanced enough, I can get something for up here. All right, I'm just gonna do it. Whatever, it's fine. It's not a big deal. That's kind of cute. It has potential, especially if the photos I choose or the prints or whatever look cute as well. I think that will help a lot. But yeah, I'm not mad at that. I could see myself adding to this wall a little bit, adding a few other random trinkets or photos or something like that. But this is it's a decent start. coffee was so necessary. My son is going through some sort of language explosion right now. He's about to turn 3. I think as a result of that, he has not been sleeping very well. So we're kind of back to a lot of wake ups in the night, which is not fun. I thought we were past this, but it's just part of motherhood. But anyway, yes, it is Thursday. I did in fact have to miss a day of plant chores. I really did want to try to like do at least a few plant chores every single day this week so I could get caught up. But yeah, alas, I should have known that I would miss like at least one day, because yesterday I was working pretty much all day. And then my daughter had her first soccer practice in the evening. So we were at that, and then we got home and it was bath time, bedtime, and by the time we were done with all that, it was like 9 p.m. and we were like, okay, we don't want to do anything else today. Yeah, I don't really like filming at nighttime because the lighting is a little bit funky and my kids are asleep and I don't want to risk waking them up. So yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna try to do plant tours right now. I'm exhausted. But today is Thursday. This morning I went to like a mom group thing and they also wanted some photos taken. So I did some photography. So it was kind of like a hybrid. I got to see some friends and do like mom community stuff, but also work, which was kind of nice. I have both kids at home today, but thankfully they're both very tired out. And I just spent the last couple of hours deep cleaning one of the rooms in my house because there was a weird smell. So I was like, you know what? We're just cleaning the whole thing. But you know, if you have kids, sometimes they spill things like food or whatever when you're not looking. And yeah, something was funky. And I think I figured out what it was and took care of it. Fingers crossed. And then I was catching up on laundry and a few other like household chores. But now it's time for plant chores. And I've been kind of poking around my collection. I have, of course, already watered a few plants here and there, as I always do, off camera, because you don't need to see my sink full of dirty dishes. And I'm not going to pull out my camera for every single random plant. I just pull off the shelf and bring to the sink just because that's part of my normal routine. Like I just do it without even thinking about it. If I see a plant that needs to be watered, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm plucking you over and let's get you watered. And yeah, it's just part of life. So just assume that my plants are getting watered, even if I'm not showing it on camera. But yeah, I've been kind of puttering around my collection as I've been doing my other household chores, trying to figure out what I want to do today with my plants, because there's a lot. Of course, there's always a lot of things that I could do. I'm trying to figure out what I'm most excited for. I don't know. Or should I just do what I'm dreading? I have a couple of propagations I could pot up. I also could take some propagations. I also kind of want to look at my prop boxes, and I don't know if I have the energy to deal with them today, but I at least want to see how they're doing. So let's start with that. It's been a while since I've checked them. All right, let's take a gander at these, shall we? This is like my bigger prop box that I have plants like individually. Let's see. Most of this is varicosum and it has grown wild. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's definitely beyond ready to do something with. I think I would want to put it up a moss pole or some sort of stake or something. And I have my other varicosum that's currently, that like was the original mother plant that I would give away once I start the new plant up. Here's more varicosum. It's certainly ready. What are you? Wait a second. What? Okay, this is weird. Okay, I definitely thought that this was like completely empty. I did not realize there was a corm in here. I think that this is Alocasia black velvet. I had no idea there was a corm in here, you guys. That's hilarious. I just had like, okay, I guess I forgot about that. And it was like underneath some other plant, so it just grew in the funkiest way possible. Oh, that's hilarious. And then the rest of the stuff in here, oh, it's honestly really messy in here. Not gonna lie, I need to like clean out the prop box. I don't feel like doing that today, but this is, I believe, Philodendron gigas. These were a few cuttings. And it looks like it's grown some new leaves, which is fun. Oh my gosh, Philodendron silver sword. I got rid of my mother plant because I just was not feeling it, but I kept a little cutting And this is said cutting. Another painted lady. Obviously, I already potted up a painted lady earlier this week. I think it was a wet stick of my philodendron Jose Bueno that didn't have any variegation. Oh, that's working, that's fun. These were just a few cuttings of, I think, philodendron white princess that have pretty nice looking variegation. At least like the white variegation is really nice there. If I do deal with any of these today, it would be my varicosum, but there might be some other things that I would rather do. Some prop boxes that are just moss with a ton of cuttings stuffed into them. So this right here is philodendron gigas, which, oh my goodness. Okay, it is coming off with new leaves. I feel like I should pot these up sooner rather than later so I can take advantage of the growth and, you know, get it going up some sort of a pole or some sort of support. I almost want to experiment. Should I do an experiment where I put one up more like a wooden pole and one up a moss pole? Or is that too much work? Do I need to do more work? I don't know. Then over here, I think this is just more varicosum. These were like wet sticks. Let's see. Oh yeah. Here, let me bring these guys into the light. Yeah, look at that. Oh, in the sunlight, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Speaking of wet sticks and stuff, I do have this little wet stick of my philodendron mame. It's actually looking quite good. I mean, look at how cute that is. I love it. Other one, I mean, it's hard to tell. Is that still okay? That one might be dying off, but this one looks good. And then these are wet sticks from the philodendron gigas that are also really cute. Okay, and I brought these up from the kitchen. This is Syngonium albo that I could pot up with the mother plant. They're super dusty, but ignore that. And Begonia maculata whitei, which I'm really excited. This was the cutting I took from my mom's plant, which was originally taken as a propagation from my plant, but mine has not been doing so hot. So I just want to start the plant over with this specimen because it looks really nice. Oh, this is more propagations. My Mandula pothos, which I would pot up with this plant right here if I were to do anything with it today. Actually, some other possibilities. I could pot up this variegated string of hearts with the mother plant as well. Or I guess I could do it separately if I wanted to make a new plant and give it to a friend or something. And then this is another string of hearts variety. It's my Silver Glory. It is touching the floor right now, so she needs a trim and she needs a repot because look at those roots. Oh my goodness. Oh, my Ritsalis paradoxa also needs to be watered for sure. Like, you can see how squishy it is, but I'll just do that off camera really fast, and then I'm gonna get set up and ready to like repot some things. I also just noticed that this plant, yeah, it needs to be watered and it also needs to be like pinned to the pole, so I'm gonna do that as well. And I want to spray it down for mealybugs as well because I'm constantly battling mealybugs with this plant. I'm gonna put down the camera because I need to like massage this in here. And this is just like my dish soap and rubbing alcohol mix. It's not like systemic or anything at the moment. I like to alternate with treatment. I think that I want to start with something really easy just to get us started. Just to get us a little, you know, warmed up. And that is potting up this Begonia maculata whitei because, yeah, it's been a long time coming. And I miss having this plant in my collection, like actively growing and looking nice. Right here I have this like self-watering pot. I feel like it will be good for this plant because this plant prefers to not dry out tremendously from what I remember. Look at those roots. That looks beautiful. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this water in here just because, you know, it's a self-watering pot. I like to moisten the soil initially because eventually it'll suck up water from here, but especially since these roots are used to being like in water constantly, I don't want them to go through too much of a shock, but I will fill up this reservoir later. But yeah, that was quick and easy. Very good. I'm super excited about that one. What's next? I don't even know. See, now I have to decide what to do next, and I genuinely have no idea. This one's a little more complicated, but I really want it to be done, so this is my Philodendron Micans Velvet Halo, and at first glance, it's super cute, but some of these top leaves up here are looking really rough because of the aforementioned mealybug infestation that has been plaguing my greenhouse cabinet. Yeah, I also just want to clean up some of these like dead and dying leaves in the bottom, and I don't want it to be on a pole anymore because it's one of those plants that, you know, some plants I think really do kind of need some sort of support. They need a moss pole, but Micans is not one of them. I had just wanted to experiment with maybe getting the leaves to size up, but they didn't do that substantially at all, partially because I wasn't like extremely attentive with the moss pole. So yeah, I want to redo that. And I want to make it trailing and just grow it differently. Maybe like not even have it in my greenhouse cabinet and trim away the leaves that look icky and maybe propagate it so that I can make a full pot. All of that. So let's dismantle this thing. This is a bigger undertaking. I probably should not have my coffee directly next to the soil. First, I'm gonna get my hair back up. It keeps falling out of my bun. Okay, ooh, the roots down here are kind of cute. I'm digging that. Get her off the pole. I don't know how embedded in the pole this plant is. Like, I don't know how rooted in. But we're gonna find out. Oh no, everything's fine. This is why we have a potting mat. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's like in there. I know right off the bat, these top leaves gotta go because they all look gross. And they're a little bit pest infested. So I'm just chopping them off. This is really my first time looking closely at these leaves in a while because they're just like in my greenhouse cabinet. And I will say, this one leaf in particular, some of these leaves are actually quite nice. I don't know how well you can see that in this lighting, but isn't that pretty? And then I'm really liking this leaf as well. It's very elegant. So there are a few leaves here that are quite nice. But here, let me try to get them off this pole gently. And I will most likely be taking propagations, but we'll see what it looks like once I get it off the pole. There are some roots going up into the pole over here, but not too many, so that's good. Okay, I have successfully separated the pole from the plant, and I'm left with this big ol' mess. Just to give you an idea, this is kind of what we're working with. It's very messy. We've got a good root system and several very, very like long, weird looking vines. I'm gonna clean up some of these vines, take off the parts of it that like have dead leaves, and then I guess I'll pot it up with some fresh soil and then take propagations from the end. I don't know. Let's figure this out. And I actually have propagations I could add to this currently, so I might also run down and grab those. Hang on. Hold, please. Here, are the propagations in question, not counting the little jewel orchid, but these right here. So I'm gonna see if I can pot those in too. You know, it's kind of funny. I feel like I end up procrastinating plant chores a lot because, you know, I'm afraid it's going to take up a lot of energy and it takes a lot of time, and there's some effort involved in like preparing the space, and then you have to like clean up afterwards, and you know, there's a lot to think about when it comes to doing plant chores. But the process of it, like once you're actually sitting there doing the repotting and that sort of thing, I don't know, it is actually quite therapeutic. And sometimes I forget how calming of an activity it can be to like work with plants and make things pretty. So I do miss the time that I have with my plants, because I think there definitely was a season in my life where I was spending more time throughout my week with my plants. Kind of similar to what I'm doing this week, where I am making a concerted effort to spend more time with my plants and do some plant stuff, catch up on it. Like I feel like most of my weeks kind of looked like this, but in that season I was working less. My kids were younger, which on the one hand was challenging and that needed me a lot, but I did have moments of reprieve when they were taking naps, like multiple naps a day, or like having only one child versus two children. Honestly, I feel like once I had two children, it was like, okay, well, you know, because I just feel like right now my life is a little bit frantic and it's very active, where when I had a baby, life was very busy, but it was more like I was stuck at home type of busy. You know, I had to stay home with the baby more, and I would take the baby out here and there, but like, you know, you'd get nap trapped a little bit more. But during nap time is when I would, you know, play with my plants and have that time. And again, I wasn't working as much. Really, I was focused more on the home and focused more on my plants specifically. It was a very calming activity, a calming thing for me to do. And I didn't like need to leave my house really ever to do it. But now, you know, I have all these other hobbies. I'm working, these activities that my kids are a part of, that I'm like taking them to. So life just looks different right now. I think that's part of the reason that I just haven't been, you know, pampering my plants as much, or, you know, I'll put off plant chores until I can try to knock out a bunch of them at once, so I don't have to take everything out and then put it away again. But yeah, I kind of miss this rhythm sometimes, where I can just indulge in taking care of my plants, if that makes sense. Because yeah, I mean, I love my life a lot. There's so many things about it that I truly, I mean, I wouldn't really want anything different. I don't really want to like sacrifice any of the things that I enjoy doing. However, it is a little bit frantic sometimes, so it's nice to slow down. But anyway, this is what the plant looks like right now. It's actually quite cute already, but it does look a little bit, just a little bit scraggly. Oh, there's also an air pocket in there. I need to add some more soil. That is the nice thing about clear pots, that it's easier to catch those errors. Okay, maybe when I water it in, it will be better. It's cute. I think this strand is obviously way longer than the others. It also has beautiful leaves, like my goodness. I mean, these were obviously the leaves that were kind of climbing up the pole, so they are like actually a little bit bigger than some of the other leaves from the bottom. I decide, do I want to? Let me like look at it. I think I do want to trim it, just even if it's just so that it's more even, and then I'll pot these propagations back in. Ooh, also, I got these like little strawberry, my brain went to like strawberry toothpicks. I know there's a name for it. Here, let me show you what they look like. These guys, I've always wanted to use them. They're so cheap. I just got them. This will be my first time using them. But yeah, this will be nice. I've used bobby pins in the past, but they don't stay very nicely. But I'm gonna do this because look, we've got some like bare vines right here, but I'm just gonna like wrap it kind of back into the pot if I can. Those vines, those nodes will root up. Okay, that's so much nicer than trying to use a bobby pin. Just get these. These are cheap. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Where have these been? my whole plant collecting life. Why have I not used these? Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Okay, well, that's nice. Actually, that kind of helped the vine situation a little bit to shorten it. Oh, they totally just popped off. Oh no. Actually, never mind. Maybe I'm less of a fan, or I just was too rough. So I like stuck this in. I wasn't that bad, but I just totally severed this little vine. So I guess I'm propagating this whole thing anyways. Accidents happen. That's fine. That was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, where have these been? Why have I never used these before? Okay, yeah, so my new plan is I am in fact gonna chop this whole thing up. I'll leave this, obviously this is fine. Let this kind of sit here, grow, and when this is ready, I'll pot them all together. So I have a nice big pot. But I still think that these are cool. Just, I guess, be gentle. Gentler than I was, certainly. For all the propagations I've wound up with, let's see, will they fit nicely in here? I don't know, I'm afraid they're just gonna like all fall into the jar. I don't know if I like that. Maybe, oh. I could put them back in here because this is what they were in before. Okay, here's what that looks like. So I guess in a couple of months, I'll pot these up. Okay, I probably only have time to do like one more thing, maybe two. I mean, I'm looking at the time right now and I'm running out of time. It's so hard. I want to just get everything done, but I just can't. My kids need my attention and I need to wrap it up. I'm telling myself that like I'll have more time to do things tomorrow. Like we're entering into the weekend because it's Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, I have quite a lot of other work that I need to do, but like, and then it's Saturday and Sunday, which both are like kind of busy, but at least I'm not going to be working. So there's a little bit more flexibility, especially with my husband home too, because, you know, maybe he can hang out with the kids for a couple hours while I knock some things out. I think I want to do my string of hearts because I don't want to deal with like moss pulls right now. I'm just not in the mood. So I don't want to do like my varicosum or gigas. Like I'm not going to deal with that yet. First, I've got to clean up after this mess. I'm also noticing right now that my camera battery is starting to die, which is unfortunate because the backup camera battery that I usually use is like a dud now. Like it's just not working anymore. So, you know, that's not great. It might be time to get a new camera battery. I'm also, like, my husband and I are trying to save money right now because we would like to potentially get like a new vehicle soon, or, you know, there's just like a few big items that we're looking at getting. Okay. This one's gonna be, I think, the easier one. First, I'm gonna trim it because I think that will be easier to deal with like a smaller plant when I'm repotting. This is so long and it's got a lot of blooms on it. I should be plucking off because they divert energy from the leaves. But yeah, let me just do a quick little haircut. Nothing, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna pick one spot and cut. Ta-da! Just like cutting hair. Look at that. And then I'll pluck off some of the hearts from up here so that when it goes into the water, it can kind of comfortably root from those nodes. I think that'll be good enough. Actually, this is quite long. I am planning on putting it in one of these little test tube things, so I need to test that out first, actually. Okay, I think that's actually gonna work. I'm still afraid that one of my cats is gonna like bat this out, so I reserve the right to change the arrangement, but this is my current plan. Obviously I'll fill it up with water, but that's so cute. So cute, actually, look at that. But there are many roots here. I think it's just time to size up the pot. Oh no. Oh, I definitely broke off some vines there. It's okay. I was trying so hard to be gentle. I don't know what just broke off, but I definitely broke at least one vine. I don't even, it'll just die. It's fine. Okay, I think I will use those little strawberry things here. I'll just have to be a little bit more careful because these vines are also pretty small. And then I want to wrap this around the top a little bit. And yeah, then use those clips. Just get it to be a bit more full on top. I'm going to be more gentle this time. Okay, do another one here. Oh my gosh, where have these been my whole plant life? Okay, very cool. I'm actually quite pleased with how that turned out, I'm not gonna lie. Here, just so that you can get a good look at it. It does look a lot fuller. Oh, I almost knocked down my coffee. It does look nice and full, and I think it'll be happy having a bit more room to grow. I don't want to have to like put all my stuff away. I want to like keep going, but my camera battery's dying and I'm running out of time. I probably need to go. I want to keep going. I just want to get all this stuff done and out of the way while I'm here, but alas, it's fine. So I guess I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed I end up having time. So I always have like mile-long to-do lists, and I'm always like delusional enough to believe that maybe, just maybe, I'll get everything on my to-do list done today. But I should probably stop doing that. I should probably be more realistic. Remember how I was like, oh, the weekend's coming up, so I'll have more of a chance to get some more plant chores done. If only. It's currently Saturday, so yes, unfortunately I had to skip Friday. I was not anticipating that, but life happens, and a lot of stuff came up for both my husband and I on the work end of life as well as the personal end of life. I really don't have time to do this, but I didn't want to miss another day. I wanted to get a few more plant chores done today and tomorrow, even if it's just a few, like even if it's just like 30 minutes really fast, I do some repotting. Like that's just important to me. And this week I was really just wanting to get ahead, which I think that I have. I've been doing well. I mean, I've gotten a lot done. It's just been such a crazy week, actually. Way crazier than I was expecting it to be, but it's okay. I think I'm getting a cold, so like that's not fun either, but it's okay. I'm happy to have some time with my plants. This is honestly probably the most restful thing I'm gonna do all day. I've already had a busy day. It's like 4 p.m. right now, and after this I have to make a really quick dinner, and then my husband and I have a lot of errands we need to run. Crazy life stuff. I'm not gonna get into it. This is my variegated string of hearts, and I wanna mess with this and get it looking nice because it's a little bit of a rat's nest. I have this cute little propagation here that I'll also add into the pot, but first, I mean, I don't think it's ready to completely repot into a bigger size because I don't see a ton of roots or anything. I mean, there's some, but nothing too crazy. However, there's a portion of this plant, like these vines just sort of died off. It's just looking really scraggly, and some of the plant looks good, but some of it just doesn't. So I think I'm gonna chop it where it was looking really scraggly over here and see what I can salvage and propagate from over here, you know? So little chop. And then over here, I sort of have to sort out these vines. My goodness, because there's some in here that are really dead and don't look so hot. I'm trying to be careful so I don't completely rip this to shreds, but I also don't want to be here for like 3 hours trying to untangle this. I'm a person that I don't really like untangling things. I know some people love it. They find it super relaxing. I don't. I get stressed out, and I'm already feeling tired and stressed. So I'm like looking at this and I'm like, why did I choose to do this plant chore specifically right now? I don't know. You know what? I think I want to try the butterfly method for these propagations. Normally I propagate it more like this, where it's like strands, because I don't know, I just like doing that. But since these are so tangled, I'd rather just chop them up. That'll be easier than untangling them. Here's my little pile of propagations, and I think I'm gonna propagate it in soil. You just get like a little dish of soil, keep it moist, and hopefully it'll work. I don't know. The butterfly method has never really worked for me, but it's worth a shot. But honestly, that was really a nice experience. I don't know, that was just really relaxing for me and meditative and mindless. All right, I'm gonna go get like something. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is genuinely so relaxing. I hope that this works. I wish I had, I used to have like a pair of tweezers that I would use for plant chores. I'm sure I still have it somewhere, but I can't be bothered to go get it. It would be perfect for something like this. This soil definitely might be like a little bit too chunky for this method because there are a few spots that are a little bit more chunk than soil, and I don't think it'll like root up in there, but I don't know. That's what I have. We shall see how that goes. I don't really have high expectations for this. I don't have the lid that fits on this specifically, but I have a different lid, and I think it'll be fine. It'll give it extra air, but kind of, you know, keep it a little bit humid. All right, now to deal with this. Oh man, what do I want to do with you? First, I'm gonna trim off any of the dead parts. It's already looking worlds better. Let's see how I want to add this water that in, but pretty good, pretty good. I think I have time today for one more plant. I feel like I need to keel over and pass out right now. But I have this stuff out and set up. I may as well do something. And this is good. Like, I'm happy that I'm getting this done. But at this point, I need another coffee, or I just need to go to sleep. But the thing is, I won't be able to because I have more things to do after this. Yeah, I want to pot these together. Thankfully, this is something that'll be pretty straightforward as well, I hope. Let's see. There we go. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at those roots. Wow, okay, this definitely is so ready to be pot up. The leaves don't look half bad either. And there's another tiny, tiny baby leaf that started trying to sprout in the water, which is really funny to me. Syngonium roots always go really hard. Let's see, I don't know. I mean, there's some roots coming out the bottom, but I feel like I can make room. I hope I can make room because I do not feel like going downstairs and trying to find a pot for this. I just want to stay here. This plant's so good. I'm happy that I decided to grow it kind of bushy like this. I feel like it looks really nice. And it's got some gorgeous leaves in there. I will never not love the Syngonium albo. Other Syngonium podophyllum varieties I am less enthused about, I think. But the albo, I still love. All right, honestly, like a bunch of soil just kind of naturally fell away, which is nice. So it kind of exposes the root ball. And I'll just replace the soil that fell away. Just kind of slip it in with the rest. So I'm gonna put this back in. It's It's not quite working. Maybe I need to distribute them more. A big chunk of roots on the one side might not work. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll see. I don't know if that's good. I probably should have just used a new pot, but kind of need some soil to slip in through the cracks here. Cover up the roots. I did a lot of finagling to try to get those air pockets covered. I think I did the best that I could. I feel like you can hardly tell because it was already so bushy, but oh, it's cute. All right, so I'll go water these plants in and clean up, and then I kind of move on to my next task of the day, of the weekend. But this is good. I'm glad I got this done. Just another step in the right direction to getting caught up on my plant chores. I'll see you tomorrow because, yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. If I'm being honest, I really don't know how much energy I'm gonna have. We shall see. Hello, I have a full-fledged cold, which I'm sure you can hear in my voice, so I'm not gonna talk a whole lot, but suffice it to say, I was really fatigued today and just did not have the energy to do a lot of plant chores, but as you saw, I did go around and just clean up a couple of my plants, trimmed off some of the dead leaves, and obviously, as you can see, I also hung up actual pictures in these frames. Yay! I was browsing prints and stuff like on Desenio and a few places because I've used that website before and I really like a lot of the prints, but I don't know, none of them were fully speaking to me and I didn't really feel like spending a lot of money this week. And as I was looking through some family photos, I considered them, but none of them were like fully speaking to me either. We're kind of due actually to take new family photos, so I was like, you know what? At least for now, as placeholders, I will paint my own pictures. So I painted these very quickly this afternoon. I didn't really have much of a vision. I had more of a color scheme because I have a few like terracotta and rust red elements and obviously a lot of green and some yellow in my home, that sort of thing. So I was just trying to tie in colors and I just kind of whipped something up. It's nothing extraordinary or special, but I do think it's relatively aesthetically pleasing. And I think it's better than just a blank wall. If anything, they're placeholders. If they grow on me, I'll keep them. But if I feel like changing them out, I will. But yeah, I just wanted there to be something there. But yeah, with that is a week of plant chores. Although I missed a couple of days, but that's fine. I mean, realistic, I think. Things come up in life and plants are not always the number one priority. I'm not completely caught up, but I am a lot closer to being caught up. I mean, let's be real, are we ever going to be fully caught up with plant chores? Probably not. It's an endless cycle. But I'm pretty happy with how much I was able to get done this week. And yeah, stay tuned for more plant chores videos. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for my channel. And I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.